Hey, how's it going, AfterBuzzers? We're talking magicians today, episode 7, Plan B. And we got some K-pop. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, we got the lights.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There's a
I'm so happy. Yes. We need just the disco ball, too, and then be like, ready?
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. You guys are like, that's all right.
I dig it. I'm super digging it.
What's up, guys? My name is Kari Lane. You can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's Karidlane. And like, I absolutely died when this song played during the episode.
You're so excited.
I was so excited. We'll talk about it more when we get there. But we're talking in episode 7 today, Plan B, and I'm joined by my awesome co-hosts.
You sure are. My name is Ty Matthews. You can find me on social media at Ty Matthews PMA.
Hi, sorry, I'm watching the music video because I'm like, I know this
It's
dance.
so
incredible.
Hi, I'm
Yes.
Adrian Snow. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Miss Adrian Snow, and that's MSADRIANSNOW.
And so yes, thanks for your support there at the beginning, guys. Okay, so missed you guys last week. Glad to be back.
I know.
Wow.
Talking the cock barons.
Right.
Yeah.
You were missed. It was fun.
It was a good episode.
It was great.
Woo.
Great stuff.
We went for a long time for just the two of us.
Yeah, we did. We got into it.
You guys
We
talk
got
a lot.
Deep into it.
In a good way. In a good way.
You did right.
Yes. So at the very beginning, we start with Quentin, and he's stuck with Alice. It's actually really creepy and annoying.
I love Dark Alice.
It's so good.
Dark Alice is my favorite.
Yeah.
Like-
but it just also made me realize that she was probably there when he was like getting it on with like Emily.
Yes.
When
Yeah.
he looked like
Interesting.
Alice.
Totally. Yeah.
Interesting.
So I was like, oh, that's
Stuck in that
kind of
tattoo.
weird.
Inception.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I think they filmed it so well too, of having that like almost fishbowl-y like right in your face.
In his face, absolutely.
Yeah.
You feel it. You're like, back. Can you back up?
Right.
Yeah.
Living like
just
Alice,
begging for
You're not
attention.
Alice.
personal space. love
Demanding
personal space.
attention.
Yeah.
And then we jump over to Julia and Katie, which they have the Asian butcher shop, which I was like, I couldn't quite tell what country it was because I was trying to figure it out. I'm like, nope, I don't recognize the language.
Sure,
enough that I'm like,
sure.
But so sorry for just the broad sense of that. But they were cool. I was like, this is a new style magic that we haven't really been introduced to
Right.
yet.
Blood magic?
Well, just how they were doing the exorcism, and like
It
the teacher at
seems-
Break Bills is like, yeah, we want to get them in on it, like as teachers. So just another discipline of magic.
Well,
if you
yeah,
will.
exactly. This type of discipline seemed almost a little more rooted in superstition
Yeah.
than a lot of the other disciplines that we've seen.
Well, it uses a demon thing later to, execute somebody with
Sure,
spoons.
spoons.
It
So-
seemed like I only brought up blood magic because he did
Oh,
make the
blood magic.
blood magic, yeah, because he made the reference of having to use menstrual blood.
Yes.
Oh,
get
right.
I thought you
the
said
demon.
black magic, and I'm like,
No.
We'll get there.
No.
Blood
it's all
magic,
black
yes.
magic. Yeah, blood magic.
okay. Well, I meant black in terms of like in the realm of magic of like stories. It's generally like that's the darker magic
Sure.
and stuff.
And
But-
that's almost everything that we've seen.
Yeah.
yes, that's everything.
It's all kind of black
But
magic.
yeah, blood magic for sure, and that was such a fun reveal of what kind of blood's on that spoon. Penny's like, get it out.
Yeah.
But then they talk about like, okay, we're gonna get rid of it because we're gonna try to exercise it, which that was kind of an interesting way to think of it, but it is in a way. You're getting this parasite out of your body.
Exactly, yeah. This whole time we've been treating it, like she's pregnant, she's looking
Yeah.
for an abortion, but they're like, no, this is a demon that needs to be exorcised.
Yeah.
It isn't so much just a baby that you can give birth to and be on your merry way.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely had those like Rosemary's Baby type of allusions to it of just like you can't just abort it. It attaches to things that are more than just your body.
Yes.
Right, the fact that it's kind of taken root inside her body, it's intertwined with everything.
We have a couple of quick fun things in the chat. Helen said, how quickly would you go insane with Dark Alice hanging around? Good point, because there's so many moments where
Man.
Quentin, if you're having something there and you can't like tune it out
Right.
quickly.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah,
quickly.
yeah. And just like the fact that it is very much just a petulant child,
Yeah.
like stomping around, demanding attention.
Yeah. And then thank you to finding, I think it's Marissos, sorry, with subtitles on there Korean. Thank you.
There
Well,
you
it
go.
probably says, someone said, what were the subtitles saying? But I think it just says like speaking Korean or something. So cool. Thank
Yeah.
you. Korean barbecue because they had the chicken out front.
Right,
the
sure.
Food. Then we jump over to Elliot and Margot. And apparently you cannot go back on that war declaration.
No. That's they don't take that lightly.
No.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not something you can generally do.
No.
I feel
like
that's
you should be
that's
able to be
outside
like,
of.
You should be like, hold on.
I didn't mean to do that.
I was super hungry, y'all.
You know,
I'm
I was hangry.
In retrospect, I might have been a little hasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're like, just kidding.
Can we
Or you should
cancel
get,
the
like,
war?
Return policy, 90 days or,
Yeah.
maybe like 30 hours,
If you keep
like
the
24
receipt-
hours, like one day.
Keep the receipt of that
Take it
declaration.
back. I take it back.
like,
Then
no.
then it's all good. And I love that we got more of Tick Pickwick, and he's so happy and so kind of pleasantly explaining that not only can you not take it back, but that also war is very expensive.
Yeah.
Yep, and they're broke.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, shout out to Rizwan Manji from early back guest star, and that was it's so fun. His
Love
character is
Riz.
so
I love
funny.
seeing him in more of these episodes.
Yeah, the side characters are just so entertaining on this show. They're not just like whatever like map maker, man.
I love that guy.
Like,
that moment when the castle reappears behind him and he's
Yeah.
just, oh no. That was one of my favorite moments so far.
Yeah, no, he's just there's just so much life to the side characters, including the main ones, of course.
Right.
And then we have back to Katie and Julia, and they need money, of course. Oh yes, back to earlier with the butcher shop. Yeah, you need $1 million gold, and why don't we just rob a bank?
$1 million.
P.S. Can you get gold bars from the bank anymore?
That's what I was
We're
wondering.
no longer on the gold standard.
I feel like
And just sitting like that.
I feel like part of the challenge would have
Right?
been even finding them first.
You would have to leave the country if this is supposed to be America and find somebody who's still on the gold standard, because we're no longer on the gold standard, so we don't keep money in reserve in gold anymore.
Not just chilling.
Yeah.
Uh,
Not in regular old banks, maybe in
I don't
federal.
think they sit like that anymore. Like,
No.
even if there is gold, they're not just going to be like,
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah. This is kind of later, but still, a couple people are talking in the chat about Elliot astral projecting, and like, does Fen know I'm like, no, I think she knows. Like,
Do you
I don't
think so?
She knows that the golem was made, yes?
No,
I don't think so. Uh-uh.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought she kind of knew, and she was sad, like, oh, you're not here right now.
No, I think she's just super confused about the whole
Like,
thing.
man, you're tired a lot.
Right,
Okay,
you're
someone was
super-
saying that, yeah.
You're just really spacey all the time now.
Yeah.
And they can't, alchemists, which we learned later in the episode, alchemists are all liars. You turn into gold, turn right back
Bunch
to
of
lead.
cheats. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Wait, what? When did we learn that? What?
So
Elliot at the...
Elliot explains that pretty much every alchemist in the history of time has just been a swindler. They'll turn lead into gold, and then it turns right back a day later.
Oh.
Yeah.
When did he say that?
At
When
the
the-
physical kids cottage.
Yeah. When they're talking about different ways
No,
to get
that's
money.
right.
Right.
Because those bugs that left precious stones as droppings went extinct because of the spring.
Finding Maria said, can you imagine them robbing somewhere like Fort Knox? That'd be fun too.
Right.
And Nicholas said you can get tiny gold and silver bars at most banks, but not giant ones like that. Do you work at a bank?
Interesting.
Kind of,
How
that's
tiny?
interest-
How tiny are we
what
talking,
is tiny?
y'all?
Like,
How tiny? Like,
you know, what are we talking here? And then, yeah, good point of Helen said from Full Metal Alchemist, I think you mean Full Metal Alchemist, FMA, humankind cannot gain anything without first giving something in return. To obtain something of equal value must be lost. This is the alchemy's first law of equivalent exchange.
I feel like that applies to magicians pretty perfectly.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Well, it's like magic comes with a price.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's like, did you guys watch Carnival? Did you ever watch Carnival?
I haven't watched it
Sure,
yet, but it's on my queue.
Carnival was so good. It's one of my absolute favorite shows,
Mm.
and that's kind of the main character has these powers where he can heal, but something nearby has to be taken. At one point, he heals someone's broken leg in a lake, and you just see all these fish kind of like rise to the surface.
Oh, wow.
So there has to be an exchange there.
I feel I've seen that on something else where they heal someone, then someone else gets hurt.
Exactly.
Like it just transfers energy somewhere else.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Then when Katie and Julia they're gonna go to the bank and it has magic residue, and learning about that later, that banks from Margot of like, oh no, it's magicians like controlling that. Did you guys think that was amusing or surprised at that
sure.
concept?
Yeah,
I
I thought anytime a show decides to do a bank heist, because it's not something that I feel like there was a big move in the 60s and 70s of movies and TV shows always doing bank heists.
Sure.
And I feel like after the gold standard ended, people were like, I don't really want to go to the bank anymore. And once everything became digitized, it was like, I'm definitely not going to go to the bank anymore.
Now it's Bitcoin.
Yeah, now, why would I rob things like that when I can just hack it?
Sure.
So it's nice to have them kind of bring back that old school way of like, okay, we have to plan a bank heist, and this is what we're going to do.
And I liked seeing how it unfolded, seeing how everyone had different reasons for it. Everyone had different motivations for getting this money, and all kind of going in on this Magician's 11 type job.
I think Nif and Alice had the best response because she just wanted to do it.
Yes.
She just wanted to be there to see it.
She was so like just salty that whole scene.
Like, oh my God, say yes.
About Julia being in her room, and then the second the words bank heist get thought up into existence.
I mean, obviously, I like Nif and Alice. I see myself a lot of myself in her.
No.
I wonder how she feels to get to play like this totally different character. But it's fun and like refreshing because she had said, I think it was back at Comic-Con, she was talking about like in playing Alice, she constantly like has to think of compressing everything and holding it in because Alice constantly has that like I'm restricting
just
everything.
So tightly wound, yeah.
And so to have this a little more like fun. I mean, she still is like not very physical open, but she still is just more playful and
she's more kind of cutting now.
Yes.
You know, she's still got that intellect and she's still kind of so eloquent, but now she's not afraid to like mess with people's heads.
No filters now.
Exactly.
I think it's more of, we got a hint of that, I think the first time we were introduced to Alice, that she is in a sense cunning. If she had more confidence in herself, that's probably who Alice would be. I mean, with more heart, obviously. But so seeing Nif and Alice is just because they say it's just pure magic. So if it's just pure magic and a lot of her intellect is tied to her magic, then that's just pure Alice.
Yeah.
Matthew in the chat said Olivia said on Twitter that Nif and Alice is her favorite Alice to play.
I
bet
see
it's
that.
more fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's fun to change it up too, I think, for the actors.
Villains are always so much more fun to play.
That's what they always say. Yeah.
Villains are a ton of fun because it's just pure id.
Exactly. There you go.
So yeah, we want to rob the bank, and then the Haxpaxon helps with the invisible foe, but then dies.
Yeah.
That was such a waste.
That was a side character that was a waste. Yeah.
I was
wanted
really
more.
expecting him to stick around for a while.
Yeah.
I guess you're like,
At least
maybe
another
this is
episode
kind
or
of
two.
uncomfortable having a grown man dressed as a baby, and maybe we don't really want to keep this going.
Sure.
Or it'd be interesting if they explore other side magic characters like that. Because then we were like, wait, what is this new magic thing? Tell us more.
Because I guess it makes sense because the Haxpaxon had been kept as a slave for all this time. It might be a little depressing to see him kept as a slave even more so with the good guys.
I didn't think they were gonna keep him like.
They did have him in a trunk.
Like
I mean, right, which
they love.
In as much as there's a difference between pets and slaves.
Yeah. Oh no! Don't make me think that.
Renji said Alice Alice Unchained.
There you go.
Yeah.
I like it.
Then we got Break Bills is the safest place for Julia to hide, which makes sense.
Sure.
And surprisingly and not terribly, Dean goes, "Yeah, you can have asylum."
Right.
It's like, but Marina was like, "No."
Well, whatever Marina did,
I know hers is way worse.
It was just unforgivable.
I didn't think he would give it to Julia, but I like his. We have a history.
Yeah, and
Never mind. I can't say anything.
Oh, did you see ahead?
Yes, I did.
Yes, you did.
All right. Well, either way, I like that he gives asylum, and I think because the other teacher, I didn't catch her name, but her like.
The Twilight fan.
She's effed.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I was like, how can I? No, we'll do it like the show. And then we got Q working on the spell, and then that's when Katie and Julia show up, and he's like, "What's up, guys?"
Weird.
And then they get the catch-up conversation.
No, speaking of which, before we move forward, I thought it was so interesting how. At the top of the episode, it seems like kind of an abrupt tonal shift with Nif and Alice, where she's in his face so much, and then at one point she kind of relents, and I think that kind of manifests in her calling him Q, and I feel like that's kind of one of the only things that's a remnant of the Alice that he knows.
Yeah,
I hadn't even noticed.
When she tells him that the girl he knew was gone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But I feel like anyone that calls him Q like is there's something there.
Casual.
Affection.
Yeah, affection.
Yeah.
Then we have, when they catch up and he knows what's really going on with Julia, and you're like, oh, but I'm glad everybody's like up to date. I hate the storylines where somebody's like, I'm not gonna tell you what's wrong with me, and you're just like,
yeah, like everything on the Flash right now. Sorry, I love the Flash, and I'm a little bit hurt. But
that was something I absolutely hated about American Horror Story season 1. Of like, we're gonna have a family, and nobody's gonna talk about the stuff that goes down in this house ever. Right. Really?
Having sex with ghosts, nobody knows.
Oh, and paper thin walls that like you can hear everything, but if you're ever in trouble, nobody hears you.
We're gonna wait till the flashback episode.
Unless the house is an active thing, then I could go. Okay, fine. Anyway,
Amityville Horror.
Side note, yeah. Then we have Penny and Katie reuniting.
Man,
who cheered? They're like, yes!
The spot, like
the kiss in the screw in the library.
Exactly. Before they even really exchange any words.
Mm-hmm.
They just had all that built up, love for each other.
That's what it is.
I was happy.
I was happy. No, sorry. Yeah. I'm having other thoughts. I was happy about it, but I'm also like, oh, God, give Penny something to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of a nice reversal because usually you're like, give the woman something to do instead of just be like so-and-so's girlfriend. But that's kind of what I'm feeling. I feel like with the reintroduction of Katie, that this is kind of Penny's thing to do because he doesn't have magic.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
And I'm like, that kind of sucks because he's been so underused this season that I would hope that they would give him something more than just being Katie's boyfriend again.
Sure.
But then again, they do it to women all the time. Happy International Women's Day. It sucks, doesn't it?
And at least Penny got to play such an active role in the bank heist.
Sure.
You got that at the very least. But even then, he was kind of just being used as a tool.
Exactly.
To the point where they were literally manipulating him.
Exactly.
Yeah. I really hope they do get him his magic back sooner rather than later.
They just gotta do more with him. Yeah.
Yeah, because he's such a unique and interesting character, and like at least they used the traveling ability, but it's like.
Right.
Like it's like any gag. You're like, okay, I can deal with it for like 2 to 3 episodes, but then you're like, okay.
A bit strange. And I'm just gonna throw this out here, and you guys can say whatever you want out there in YouTube world. It's a bit strange that the brown man is like basically just constantly just taking the non-brown people everywhere, and he doesn't really serve any other purpose this season, but just taking them places or doing their bidding.
Kind of the magical
chauffeur.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough. No, I mean like
it's just a bit odd.
Like
I want him to do more.
Anything in film and television or in books, you can make any argument you want as long as you have evidence. So I think you make a really good point.
Sure.
Because anybody could interpret it one way or another. But I don't think I actively thought of it. But when you say it, I go, yeah, he's not really doing much. And I want him to have, his own
storyline.
Because he doesn't want to gel with everybody. So it's like, well, if you don't want to do stuff with the group, let's have you have your own mission that you want to do and have a drive instead of just like, so guys, tell me what to do.
Right, he did kind of just get roped into all of this,
yes.
really.
But he did seem excited with the bank heist idea, though. He's like, wait, what?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I think it's just something...
he goes, I've always wanted to rob a bank.
Everyone's excited about robbing a bank.
Yeah, who wouldn't be excited about successfully robbing a bank?
And the fact that Margot's done it before.
Yeah.
The fact that she has a history with bank heist.
That was so funny. I like that part, too. We had the Elliot and Fenn, where there's the golems. I don't know. I kind of thought she knew, but I wonder when she'll find out then if she doesn't know.
Right.
That he just is leaving.
I think...
Well, something now.
Yeah. If she doesn't find out next episode, then maybe she already knows. I don't know. But I haven't got the impression that she knows.
Right.
But, I mean, him having a seizure in the middle of his sleep, the cat's out of the bag,
I feel like that could be explained in any number of ways.
Helena says Penny should go to that river and stay at the dang river.
Just chill there.
Nicholas says Penny needs to go kiss some river guard butt. Yeah, pretty
I want to see like a buddy cop movie with Penny and the river guy.
And Penny can't drag it. I don't know how you say that, but the end of the username is Dragon. I thought Penny couldn't travel can't like take others since he's lost his magic. He can't take anybody.
He can
with
take
him.
people.
Oh,
he can still take people.
Okay.
Because he has. It's a tattoo.
Yes.
It's a tattoo that allows him to do
everybody.
it.
Yeah. Then they.
Well, he's got new hands.
Right.
Oh, need to get that re-tattooed.
I don't know. That might be a story loophole or
but
a story
he hasn't
hole.
brought anybody right now, right?
No,
Not that I can remember.
Because they walked out of the
they
bank.
have the button now, so they don't.
Well, even besides Fillery at the bank, if he gets outside the door where the wards are, shouldn't he have just teleported them out? So if he can't, then that would be why they probably didn't do that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sounds about right.
Then they got to convince the squad. I mean, we're getting ahead and behind on storyline, but yeah,
Just jump around.
it's all right.
Time's a flat
up,
circle, guys.
Get down.
Get it.
Sorry.
Get it.
I was ready to go on that.
There you go. You got it.
And like any good bank heist movie, we have the montage of the instructions.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Oh, so happy.
headed by Margot.
Margot
Yes.
had such a
course.
very.
She was so sassy.
She
on
had
that
such
moment.
a very distinct voice.
Yeah.
The entire
Yes.
time that she's giving these instructions.
Of course, she's robbed a bank before. That was probably the closest to like a straight up Ocean's 11.
That's what I'm saying.
reference.
Absolutely.
Because that's exactly what they do in
Yeah.
Ocean's 11. They show you how
Yeah.
they're going to do it. They show you the people that are going to
Yeah.
be in their way.
Seducing the guards and getting the fingers for the fingerprints.
Yes. And then poor Q.
Yeah.
Finger
Penny.
in the butt.
Going
Yeah.
digital underground. I love that line from Penny.
Woo! Yeah, they got the fingers.
Digital underground.
Yeah, that was. Or other bank ones where they tell you in reverse, like Inside Man is one of my favorite bank heist
sure.
ones. But
Sure,
they tell
sure,
you
sure.
that kind of after.
They
the
kind
fact.
of rewrite. Yeah, exactly.
Which those are fun because then you're like, wait, how did this happen? Let's rewind it for
Right.
you and play it back.
Right. It's the Magic's Biggest Secrets Revealed version
Yes.
of the bank
Yeah.
heist.
We're gonna show it to you.
Here's
and
how
then
I did
how
it.
I did it. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, man. I watch those on Netflix sometimes.
Aren't those incredible? I've missed those so much.
They're so dated.
They really are. They absolutely are.
Totally not connected, but random. You
The
made me
Masked
think of-
Magician. It's magic.
It is.
It's magic adjacent.
Yes. I have a pharmacy near me that's a magician shop and a pharmacy. And it's
How-
called Merlin.
How's
Merlin's-
that?
I haven't been in there yet, but I
What?
drive by it and I'm like,
I've been meaning to go to
Merlin's?
the time travel
I'll
mart.
take a photo for you guys.
See, this is somewhat relevant. There's a little bit
Yes.
of time travel in this episode. Have you guys been to the time travel mart in
No.
Echo Park?
No.
It's a whole it's I believe it's for charity, but it's all
Okay.
like time travel themed items
Oh, fun.
that you can buy. Absolutely. Field trip, guys. We're taking
They got
There you
Doctor
go.
Who stuff
That's
in
Adverse
there.
field trip.
Yay.
What's that?
I said if there's Doctor Who stuff in there.
I would be shocked if there wasn't.
No.
I would hope there would be.
I just need a TARDIS
There you go.
for my cat.
Back when they're at the bank, we see the invisible enemy again, and it's the spoon, and then they go to the butcher women, and they explain what it is and why. I'm like, oh no, we just think it's safer to kill you.
Yeah.
One of us does.
That's that's
Yay,
fair.
It makes sense of like safety. Like I understand
If
you.
you're going
It sucks.
if you're going the safest route, absolutely.
Yes.
We talked about this a little last week with the woman that wanted Julia to have that baby so that
Yeah.
they could banish Bernard. Like, yeah, it sucks, but to her, the means justify the ends justify the
Oh,
means,
absolutely.
rather.
It's safer for
a
us
lot
to
of power.
kill you than. And not like
Sure.
that. She's like, dude, she has 100 spoons. It's
Right.
not gonna end.
So
Yeah.
many spoons.
Yes. Just take the spoons. Get rid of them.
Right?
And then Julia can't go on the bank heist, but they get the best bitches necklace back.
Yeah.
That was
Yep,
a
yep.
good callback. You're like, yay.
That kind of Beauty and the Beast mirror thing.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
But it's a
Hey.
neat way to bring someone along and see be part of it. And
Yeah.
she's doing her like time travel device
And it ends
thing.
up being
Very
the saving
useful.
grace in the end.
Absolutely. The bees. That was a creative way to empty a bank.
I almost forgot about the bees.
The guy's like, my neck, and then
Yeah.
swarm.
I thought that originally, I thought that the security guards were also a part of the, like, it enchanted them, but
I was
apparently
wondering
they just
about
were
that.
boning.
They were just boning. That's
They
fine.
were just boning.
You know.
I
but
like
yeah,
her like coffee, and she's like, let's go. And he's like, all right.
worst security guards ever.
Yeah. Probably every day nothing happens. So the one day.
The one-
Yeah. The one day they go to
damn
that
it.
closet.
The
Yeah.
one day a group of dark magicians have to steal gold bars. You got a bone today?
Yeah. Somebody said Julia redeemed herself tonight, so the only person I can't stand now is Quentin. I really dislike him.
What's wrong with
Aw.
Quentin?
I think it's like
I guess
ICLA Bond. Yeah, I guess. No, bees, not a D. Someone's like beads. I'm like, no, bees. Bzz, buzz.
Bees? Oh no, that's an Arrested Development reference.
The beads is not.
Bees.
Bees.
Job's not on board.
And then Well, yeah, it's kind of after the fact, but if you guys are just kind of tuning into this, we do have a live chat going, so feel free to join us. If you watch this later, leave comments down below on what you thought of the episode and our thoughts on it, too, because it's fun to keep the discussion going, because we're all fans and enthusiastic about the show. Yeah, Helena said in the chat, maybe the guards bone every day. I kind of
I feel like that's the implication.
Frequent. Yes.
I feel like this is kind of an appointment. This is a standing appointment that they've got, you know.
I guess.
Just daily bone sesh.
She just gives them a look and they're ready.
Yeah.
So.
Totally not professional.
Oh God, no, not at all. But that's what Quentin and company were counting on.
Yes. Well, then they're like, I thought everybody evacuated. And like, oh crap. Yep. But then the other cool thing with bees is that they have the beekeeper outfits to come in, because then you don't see them. So smart. And they do the little magic to the camera and they disappear. And I just watched Secret Life of Bees for the first time recently, so I was like, wow, this is a funny random coincidence. Which, excellent movie.
Bees are like a weird pop culture thing of just like, if you play Cards Against Humanity, there's just one card that just says bees.
Just bees.
And I throw it down with any of my friends, and anytime you throw down bees, people just start laughing.
Yeah.
And they go, bees! I don't know where that came from.
Bees are inherently
People really like
hilarious.
Bees. They're dying and they won't exist anymore, and the entire ecosystem's going to fall apart once that happens. Real dark truth right there.
The more you know.
Yeah. Bees. Yep.
Sorry, nobody can see all the fun stuff we're doing if you're only listening to the podcast.
It's all right.
I know, guys.
If you guys are listening, we still love you.
If you're just listening on iTunes, get the full experience.
Watch on
YouTube. Watch on YouTube. Listen on iTunes, of course, but also double dip. Watch on YouTube.
Get that fun dip.
Fun dip. 5 stars on iTunes, thumbs up on YouTube.
Thank you. Exactly.
Get it.
Then we have Penny with his physical kids gravity belts, which was funny. And then he gets in the room, he's like, oh, crap.
It doesn't
on
work.
No, he's the wrong way.
Yeah.
The way
It's like,
when he turns around, just his hands up in the air was one of my favorite shots of the whole show.
It's like bad control.
And the way that the dubstep kind of turns back up.
That song was good too.
That's good. That's a good one.
I like that music.
I believe that's a Skrillex joint. Skrillex and someone else.
It's kind of like a reggae sound.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that one.
A little bit of reggae, a little bit of wub wub.
Yeah. But I'm sorry, K-pop wins.
I like that. That tech.
Yeah, techno.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say maybe that's why.
I'm down with dropping the bass.
I like some Skrillex on occasion.
Yeah.
I can't take too much, or else I'll have to
Dance music is my jam.
politely
Or
leave.
so you have to drop the bass.
I just have to politely leave.
It's alright.
No,
No, that's why it's when they gotta have lyrics. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mine,
Stop. Mm-hmm.
I listen to it, I need lyrics, otherwise it's too repetitive and boring.
Yeah.
Or there needs to be melodic changes enough, like Parav Stellar is this European DJ composer kind of person, and it's lyrics too, but mostly music, but it changes up enough that you're like, I almost know the words to it just by knowing how the melody changes.
I see.
I'm gonna have to link you guys to
There you
Parav
go.
Stellar. Yes. Then we have, they go in and then they're like, oh wait, crap, security guards. And the dance bomb.
Yes.
It was like, okay, guys, no, seriously.
Wrecking ball.
The wrecking ball. That's
yes.
right. That's right.
I was watching this here at the studio, and one of my another host was next table over and was like, "Are you okay?" I was laughing so hard, I was crying, and I couldn't breathe. I was so excited. No, I was. She was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yes, yes."
I just love K-pop so much.
I do love K-pop, and I knew the song, and I just was so surprised. And you guys maybe recognize that song we were talking about a little bit before this. It was used on a laptop commercial, and it roughly translates to "I'm the best," which is very funny for the laptop commercial, and for this robbing a bank, "I'm the best."
In case you caught that laptop spot.
Yes. Well, that was.
I do remember the song from some type of commercial.
Do you?
Yeah.
I've seen it somewhere. But it's so good, guys. It's 21. It's the number 2, N-E, and the number 1, and then just type in "I'm the best." You'll love the music video too.
It is not Psy. My bad.
It's not Psy. We found that out.
I've only heard 2 K-pop songs.
It's okay. I can show
To be
you
fair,
so much more.
yeah, it's a very niche
Do you know
market in America.
Gangnam Style has a female version with an artist named Hyuna, and oh my gosh.
Really?
Oh my gosh. It's so funny and adorable because hers is open Gangnam Style, and you're like, oh my goodness, is your voice really that high? And she's
Incredible.
adorable and super great, and if you like legs, excellent video. She has these really, really short
right.
outfits, and you're like, you look really good. And,
Awesome.
He's in the video as well. So
You're just gonna make me a K-pop fan by the end of this season, I'm sure.
I love me my K-pop. I have friends who know even more that I'm like, it's too much to learn. But yes, that was just a fun way to get some other weird magic in there too.
Exactly, and of course, like a weaponized dancing is something that Elliot could deploy.
Yeah.
Yes.
How it just like he said it went too far whenever he tried to do it at like the party.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Nestor said, since Alice is stuck in Quentin and she is not free as her brother, since it's another case, like it's difficult, do you guys think that Quentin will be successful where Alice wasn't?
Oh boy.
Because the brother, that's a good point. The brother was not the same.
Right.
That's a good question. I mean, we'll hold that for a prediction.
I guess it depends on who will be successful. I don't necessarily know if Quentin will be successful, but I think maybe the end result might be the same.
Right.
But I am curious to see, because he did give up his body for like an hour a day.
For half hour.
He said 30 minutes.
Half hour a day.
Half hour?
He made her agree lower.
Half hour a day, and they have to do a word as bond.
Yeah. Then, we'll talk about that on predictions.
Right.
It's like, oh boy. But yes, he lets Alice take over, and that's the only way that they're really able to solve the lock. And Elliot watches and is like, what are you doing? And of course, Quentin's not like, I see Alice.
Yeah.
Alice is trapped inside me, guys. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Just doing long division.
I'm sure. I feel like he could have said that though, and they would have been like, "We'll deal with this after."
That was my thought. Like, this doesn't necessarily have to be a secret, does it?
I mean,
I wanted him
Julia
to say something.
is pregnant with like a crazy god demon spawn.
Yeah. What are they gonna do? Like, cast him out of the friggin' bank heist?
I think it's his own issues with mental illness and like, stuff.
Real quick, Helena
Yes.
Tugs, perfect call
Say
back. Weaponized dance ball from Ratchet and Clank, the Groovatron. It also reminds me, if we're talking about video games, it reminds me of the dubstep gun from Saints Row. You shoot it at people, it drops the bass. They have to get funky. I love weaponized dancing. It's incredible.
So capoeira, you like that?
miss-
Is it capoeira?
Oh, capoeira? Yeah. No way. Absolutely.
What was the Doctor Who reference? Dorothy in chat said Doctor Who reference. Dorothy, do you mind elaborating? I'm not sure what that was.
I'm not a.
Oh, interesting. Dragon said, how are they going to do Word is Bond since Alice isn't physical anymore? Hold that on to predictions as well. Then, yes, they have the battle magic, magician triggered, which, that was good.
That whip, that straight up, like, Mickey Rourke from Iron Man 2 style Whiplash.
Oh, yeah.
I know there were obviously many more iterations of Whiplash,
You
but
made me remember Iron Man 2.
I like Mickey Rourke, guys. Electric whips.
Yeah.
I did background on that.
Did you really?
Yeah. When they're all leaving this like science exhibition, it's just the crowd running, and he's all walking up. I'm in that crowd of people running. It was by the Sepulveda Dam. It's a lot of fun.
There you go,
Night
guys.
shoots.
Pop in your copy of Iron Man 2.
No way you
Catch
will
a freeze
see
frame.
me. No.
Catch a freeze frame, Kari Lane.
It's too many people.
Tweet it at us.
Yeah, no. Then they get the loop thing because Julia's awesome and fixes that. Because at first she was like, it's going to take weeks to fix, right? I thought she said it was going to take a while to fix.
She did.
She may have.
She
and then
did,
she's like,
and-
I fixed it.
But I don't know if maybe that came down to, and sorry, we don't get to, if we see the screeners, we don't often get
Subtitles.
closed subtitles.
Right.
So
Yeah.
if we seem like we're not sure of something, it's probably just because we couldn't hear it clearly and we're trying to figure it out in our own brains. But it seemed like, in terms of getting it for the amount of time that Richard originally had it for, which was a few hours or something.
Oh, that's true.
That she couldn't get it to that length, but maybe she was able to finagle it for just the 15 seconds.
There you go.
Makes way more sense.
15 seconds, 5 times.
Yes. 4. I thought it was just 4.
No, originally.
Oh, because it was 5 and you have 4 left.
Yeah.
Yes,
Got
exactly.
it. And then the Gollum Elliot dies, and that's kind of the only way they really get away. But Quentin was so like sad. He's like, oh no.
He doesn't realize. Yeah, exactly.
But we see some trouble with the real Elliot.
Yeah, it seems
it's
to
like he's having a
affect him.
seizure, and it's like,
It's like, if you die in the game, do you die in real life?
Exactly. It's
Yes.
Freddy rules.
Oh, yeah.
I was gonna say Attack on. I was gonna say Sword Art Online rules, but
Sure, that too.
And then Julia is hurt. The abortion worked, but there are complications. And Nicholas said, "How did Julia get to the bank so quickly?" That's
I was wondering that too because
Drove.
you see her kind of crack the code, and then suddenly She's right there next to Margot, next to the van.
It could be close. We have no frame of reference of
Kinda
where the
close.
bank is and where they live.
Right.
And I mean, it's New York. It's a huge city and a small city, depending on like.
Yeah.
It could be 5 blocks away. They could be 2 blocks away, for all we know.
Yeah, when I lived in Chicago, walking somewhere taking public transportation took an hour, 2 hours. But then when you drove, you're like, this is 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I want to die.
Yeah.
Helena in the chat says, yes, so many references tonight. Loving it. Yes, loving the references, loving the music.
So many refs.
So good.
Absolutely.
Then some kind of with the last bit with Julia and the episode title, Plan B refers to more than one thing, because it's our plan is not going well. We have a Plan B, and as well as a form of birth control.
There
Another
you go.
option is that. If you guys had no idea,
You got it. You cracked the code.
I'd be surprised if you didn't know, but it's okay.
Some people
They don't know.
don't know.
That's when what you planned on didn't work, or it's not I didn't do anything, but.
We could go into a whole thing about birth control.
Conversation.
It's the colloquial definition of Plan B in whatever context you want it to be.
All right, let's do some predictions.
Yeah.
I like both of you. You're like, yes.
Your AfterBuzz TV.
Love it.
Give me that good theremin.
Yeah.
Yes, get the song back.
Steve, you're incredible. You're a genius.
I was like, what is
You were so excited about predictions.
I always get so excited about the jingle and then I forget to make actual predictions. That's what it is.
You're like, I'm ready.
That
I don't have
Edward style theremin just blanks my mind.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Yes.
You seem ready too. Safely predictions.
I feel like I'm really excited to see Alice take over Quentin's body and see like how that all works out.
Yep.
I also want to know what the complications were with Julia. I think maybe, possibly, it could be something got taken away, which I think could be fun. And then that's all I got. Yep.
There you go. You got it.
I think with Julia, part of her shade was taken away, or maybe all of it.
Oh, I didn't even think about the shade.
Because they said your soul, and they didn't say shade, but they said your soul.
Yeah,
Right.
it's entangled with your soul.
So
Interesting.
yeah. I like that prediction. Nicholas said, I predict Q doesn't tell anyone Alice is controlling his body until something goes wrong. I agree.
Something's going to go very
I think
wrong.
something is absolutely going to go wrong, but it might be, I don't know if they're going to do it as comedic or not, or both for us, the viewer.
I don't think so. I don't think so. We may get a little more comedy with, like, Alice kind of taking over and, like, test driving his body.
Yes, that's what I mean.
For a half-hour day.
Funny,
But
or not.
when that comes out, yeah, it's gonna hit the fan, guys.
Yeah. Renji said, I think the complication is that Julia can't have kids at all. I'm like,
Could be. Could be.
And kind of a throwback, Dorothy replied, I think referring to what the Doctor Who references was the bees. Was there? I don't recall bees on a Doctor Who one.
The bees. I'd have to
Probably
think about
something-
it.
yeah.
Is this David Tennant? Is this who am I referencing here? Matt Smith?
Good question.
Oh, wow.
It's all right.
Crickets for
You're
me.
not a Whovian.
Crickets for me.
Tweet at us on
Yeah.
your favorite
If
references.
it's the
in this one.
latest Peter
Capaldi?
Capaldi, I don't know because
You're like, I don't know.
no, it's just hard for me to find.
Oh, Donna said the bees are disappearing. Thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Q. Nicholas
So
said
that's
Q is
also a
just
true
really
fact.
sheltered. I'm like, yeah, I think Q is probably gonna do some weird stuff. I don't think he's gonna tell.
Weird stuff. What do you mean?
Oh, when Julia takes over. I mean,
When Alice takes over?
Alice takes over. And I don't think
Weird,
he's gonna
weird stuff.
Yeah, or
I'm
just,
very
I don't know, but it's gonna be something he wouldn't be happy about later. You know.
interesting. Okay.
I don't think he's gonna tell people until it's kind of too late. He should have told them sooner. I hope nothing's long term wrong with Elliot, but I think there could be some damage to how it was killed.
I
So that's
see.
the other thing too, because Margot, when she got rid of her Niffin, it was a very, I mean, not the Diffin, the Golem. It was a very different like ritual to get rid of it.
yeah, she
forgot
also
about the
wasn't
Margot
living
home.
through it.
And she
either.
wasn't using it the same way.
I completely forgot about the Margolem.
So I feel with Elliot, there could be some actual danger.
Right.
I mean, I don't think he's dead or anything.
Sure.
But there might be something wrong. And now I think Fen is they're gonna have to explain what's going on. And
I see.
I hope Penny gets magic abilities back soon.
Sure. I think, yeah. I'm thinking complication-wise, maybe... And I mean, I don't think it'll be obviously permanent, but there'll be some sort of loss of magic for Julia. You know? Like...
or that. Maybe she can't do magic.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, in order for us to exercise this demon, like, we had to purge all of the magic from your body. Okay. And I don't know, maybe there's like
that'd be worse for her. Because, like, not having kids, I mean, there's different people care about that for different reasons. But for Julia to lose magic.
I know, right?
That'd be, like, the worst thing ever.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I can't imagine it would be permanent. Maybe there's like a recharge. There's a recharge timer.
Maybe,
like an Overwatch. It's her ultimate, guys. Just recharge.
Need some time.
Recharge the whole thing.
Yeah.
But who knows? That was kind of my first idea.
Yeah.
When they said the complications line.
I think that's a good one because I hadn't thought of it that way. Because it's going to be what is important to her that she's going to lose, and the ability of magic or her soul.
Right.
Because I referenced that a while ago before so much with Martin. Yeah. Excuse me. So maybe. Any other thoughts?
I'm just excited to see Nif and Alice in the driver's seat. I to that point, I'm very excited to see what she does while she's just doing the tiniest bit of stretching, as she says.
Yeah. Well, I'm also excited just to see the Quentin, like that actor,
take over.
Yes,
and have it Alice
be imitating. You know, anytime an actor has to imitate someone else.
Do you think that's how it's gonna manifest? Is like
yes, a little bit.
I see.
Like, he's gonna be doing stuff, but he'd be behaving the way she does.
Oh, weird.
And that'll be fun to watch.
Oh, it's super weird. Interesting.
Because it's always entertaining when an actor has to mimic someone else because they're, like, you know, they switch bodies or something.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Jason Ralph as Quentin, as Alice.
Yes.
As Nif and Alice.
Yes.
Layers upon layers upon layers.
So exciting.
It's like Inception.
Then
I love that movie.
I think that's it.
I don't care what anyone thinks. I have the soundtrack.
There you go. Just talking about Inception.
Yeah. Which copied from a few other movies, but that's okay.
Of course.
No. When it came out, people were like, brand new idea. I'm like, did you see this, and this, and this?
There's no new original ideas anymore.
No, absolutely not.
Did you guys see Paprika?
Paprika,
anime movie? Okay, guys, if you like Inception, go watch Paprika because it's the exact same idea, which came out before it.
I was just talking about that movie the other day,
so much shade to Inception right now.
Only because...
No tea, no shade, no pink lemonade.
And Dreamscape and Paprika were the big ones. Only because when it came out, people were like, it's so original, it's a brand new thing. And I'm like...
I don't remember hearing that, to be fair.
Maybe I was around.
I heard a lot of things about it. I didn't hear people going crazy about how original it was.
I mean, dreams are like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Freddy Krueger story.
Whatever. Yeah. No, I don't. Same thing with magicians. Any reference, I don't mind. It's just more fun when you are like acknowledging that reference and not ignoring source materials. Well, what I'm saying. Anyway, tangents. All right. Anything else?
No.
All right. Thank you so much for watching and enjoying our random tangents. I hope. Give the video a thumbs up, 5 stars on iTunes, and why don't you guys go around the table and say where they can find you later.
Where can they find you, Adrian?
You can find me on Instagram and Facebook at Miss Adrian Snow. That's MSADRINSNOW. You can also catch me with Kari on the Legion podcast in
an hour.
An hour.
Look at that.
And then the unproduced table read every Friday except this Friday.
Woo!
Oh yeah, yeah. My friend Halo Connor's on that too.
Popcorn Talk.
Absolutely. Y'all can find me on all forms of social media at Ty Matthews PMA, including PlayStation Network. I just referenced Overwatch. Come play Overwatch with me. And then I'm also on the WWE Monday Night Raw after show, of course, on Monday nights. And that's pretty much it. Find me everywhere, all over the place.
And you were super excited that in the 21 song, they have a reference to
WWE
wrestling.
Championship belt right there.
So excited.
Very first shot. Wrestling's everywhere, guys. Time's a flat circle.
Right? And you guys can find me online at Kari D Lane. That's KARIDLANE. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.